Welcome. I'm Age of Boredom, and this is my EGX Roundup Part 3. Oh yeah. Okay, so you may have noticed I'm in my living room and Benji Kong's not here. This is because this is filmed a few days later. It got to the end of the day, we were pretty tired, and we just went to the pub before going home for our dinner. Because, yeah, we were sleepy bears, I guess. Yeah, EGX Rezzed 2019. Well, I've got to say, we had an excellent day. Thanks to everyone that let us play the demos, had a little chat with us. Big up Nintendad, big up Switched On Games, and am I missing anyone? I hope I'm not missing anyone. Big up Super Rare Games also, and yeah, we've got a little surprise at the end of the episode. Something that I've not really done before, but we're gonna give that a little go, and yeah, hopefully Alex Rigsby will enjoy that. But yeah, what have we been playing at EGX, and what did I think of it? Oh, let's have a quick roundup, shall we? Okay, so the first game we played was Castle Crashers from the Behemoth. So this is a game I enjoyed a long time ago on the 360 back in the day. And I've got to say, I had a lot of fun playing it back then. It's been, well, it's got to been like 10 years now since that game came out. So yeah, bit rusty, but I still had a good time playing it. Some of it came back, some of it never. The game runs at 60 frames a second. I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed. It runs like buttery smooth. Also, the developers were like super keen to show us it in handheld mode as well. And well, what can I say? It's exactly how we wanted it to be. Sometimes you play a game in handheld mode and it's a little bit of a lesser experience, but this was super slick. And yeah, we had a great time. Unfortunately, we got to the end of the level. I kind of forgot that we both had to sort of face off against each other for the princess, and yeah, Benji Kong got the better of me. But, you know, you can't win them all. But yeah, Castle Crashers, definitely recommend picking that one up when it comes out. I'm going to give it a little bit of a score. Benj gave me... Benj? He's going to hate that. Benji Kong gave me his score, and yeah, what do we think? I've given it a 8 out of 10, and Benji Kong has given it a 7. So yeah, we're both pretty impressed with that, and yeah, I think I'm going to be picking that one up anyway. So we had a little bit of a chin wag with Chucklefish, and I've got to say, they took care of us. So thanks very much to Rosie, Katie, and also Doris. You were class acts, and yeah, they got involved with a little bit of Desert Island cartridges. So check that out on the Switch Island podcast, or maybe the YouTube channel. I'm not sure where they're sticking that up, but keep an eye on their social media because it'll be on there soon, and they gave some pretty good answers. So yeah, check that out. And what's so good about Inmost? Well, but what we really wanted to talk to them about was Inmost, and you may recognise that from one of the latest Nintendo Directs, and I've got to say, this really impressed me. The graphic style is super cool, almost monochromatic, and yeah, it definitely stands out on the show floor, and it stood out in the Direct to me as well, which made it one of the games I really wanted to check out over the weekend. But that's not the only thing. The sound design, oh my god, the sound design is amazing in this game. I've got to say, I was super impressed. Like the thunder, the music, like it's so minimalistic, and then like the kind of sound effects all squelchy, and it really gets underneath your skin, creeps you out. And I think Ben was trying to talk to me while I was playing. I had the headphones on, I was like fully immersed, fully locked in. I had no idea what he was saying to me. But that game is definitely one to watch out for, and I really can't wait to give that a go when it's released. Unfortunately, Ben never gave it a score because he never actually got to have a go because I played it for so long. Sorry, mate. But I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. And yeah, check this game out when it's released because that demo was awesome. And I really can't wait for that one to drop. There's a massive bee sitting on my laptop. What the... Next up is Swimsanity, which is kind of like a side-on twin-stick shooter game. what we played was the Horde mode and also the Deathmatch mode, which was pretty cool. We had a game with the developers. Also, there was a child that came out of somewhere. And yeah, we had a little deathmatch. What can I say? I thought I was sparing the child and picking on Ben. However, I got confused and actually I was picking on the child. And Ben won. I was thinking, I'll help this kid. A little small child, I'll help them win. No, I just helped Ben win that. So yeah, 2-0 to him. He's won another game. Next time. Next year, you're going down, you sucker. But anyway, that's a year away. But what did I think of Swimsanity? Well, I've got to say, the deathmatch was pretty fun. I imagine on a couch co-op with 3 of your mates, that's going to be pretty good. Definitely going to be some like elbowing, some punching. Well, maybe not punching, but definitely elbowing, nudging, getting stuck in. Yeah, you're gonna want to kind of get as much advantage over your mates as possible. Definitely a fun one there. And the kind of horde mode, well, everyone loves a horde mode, right? Well, I do. So I was pretty impressed with that. Got a nice array of pickups. The enemy types are, well, I've got to say they're animated really nicely. I really like the style of them. And yeah, there's nice variety to them as well. So definitely kind of like got to pick what weapons you want. There's a little bit of tactics involved. I've given that a 7 out of 10 and Ben's given that an 8. So definitely one to look out for. And what can I say? The developers were lovely as well. 2 brothers. And yeah, they just had the dream to make a game and they're making it a reality. And I gotta say, I fully support them and I really hope you guys do too. So check out Decoy Games and check out Swimsanity. Alright, and now one of the games I was most excited about going into the weekend, and that's Steamworld Quest. What can I say? I love the Steamworld series. It's one of my favourite kind of indie series. It's so much fun. The games feel right at home on the Switch. So what's better? The newest RPG coming out it's going to be on the Switch first. So I was super excited to check that out. And yeah, what can I say? So far, what I've played about 10 minutes of the demo and it was super slick. Like the interface was great. I had like a rep there who was kind of like showing me the ropes a little bit, but you didn't really need it. The game kind of just taught you everything you needed. And it was so simple to use, but you can tell that there's going to be depth added later on. You can just, oh yeah, the artwork's amazing. The sound design, again, is what you come to expect from Image and Form games. Like the robots' voices are like, just what you love from the Steamworld series. Like that kind of like kind of Mars Attacks kind of, but more robotic kind of. Yeah, I love the Steamworld series, and I know that this game is gonna be more of that high quality Steamworld loveliness that I want. Yeah. So if you're kind of a fan of that, or if you're a fan of card-based games, as it's a card-based combat style, like, what is it? Slay the Spire. If you're into that kind of thing, or if you're into like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, the trading card game, then I definitely think you should check this out because you're gonna enjoy those mechanics. You're gonna fall in love with Steamworld if you haven't already, and yeah, it's a great game. I'm going to give that a 8 out of 10 and Ben has given that a 7. So yeah, we're both pretty excited. Great game and I just can't wait for its release date. Okay, and one of the games that everyone's been super excited about because what does it mean for the future of Nintendo? That is Cuphead. Well, that's because Microsoft are releasing their first game on a Nintendo Switch and yeah, everyone's talking about it. What's that going to mean? Are we in the Blind Forest? Are we going to see, like, Master Chief Collection? Well, let's not get too excited first. Let's talk about Cuphead, because all that other stuff no one knows about. But what I do know about is Cuphead. And yeah, it plays really smoothly on the Switch. We played in docked mode. It ran flawlessly. I've never played it before on the PC or the Xbox. We never noticed any frame rate issues. We never noticed, like, any kind of like input lag. Nah, it was perfect. It just ran as you would expect it. However, what can I say? I'm not really a fan of platforming games generally, and I don't think Cuphead's for me personally. That's not a slight on the game, that's just the kind of genre it is, and it's not something I particularly kind of enjoy all that much. So yeah, for me, I'm not super excited about actually Cuphead, but I am super excited about what that relationship with Microsoft and Nintendo could mean in the future. So fingers crossed, Master Chief Collection, that'll be coming, and yeah, we can have a bit of head popping action with some sniper rifles on that. Ben's a little bit more positive on that one than me. For him, it's an 8 out of 10, and for me, well, it's a 6. I mean, it ran like flawlessly, and I'm sure if you're into that kind of thing, then yeah, it's going to be like an 8. But for me personally, I just can't get that excited about the kind of genre, so it's a 6. Cast your minds back a long time ago. Remember when Untitled Goose Game was announced on a Indie Direct, I think it was? Well, we haven't heard too much about that, other than it kind of got like a little bit delayed, but it was at EGX Rezzed. I totally forgot it was there, and when I saw it, I was pretty excited. There was pretty big queues. Luckily, as Ben had a press pass, we kind of got to skip them a little bit. Sorry, everyone. And yeah, I watched Ben play for about 5 or 6 minutes. He kind of did all the really sort of easy to do like challenges. You got a nice little checklist of all the things that you need to do to complete the level. And then he handed it over to me. And because he did all the easy stuff, I was left with the hard tasks. And I had no idea what I was doing. And I gotta say, I found it pretty tough. It's definitely a lot more stealth than I thought it would be. I was kind of running away from a gardener and all kinds of crazy business going on, honking at him and stealing stuff. I did enjoy turning a hose on and getting him wet, but I kind of thought it was going to be a bit more sort of freeform chaos, kind of like a goat simulator where you kind of just do your own thing, and like in sort of Grand Theft Auto when you kind of just decide that you're going to go and cause a lot of trouble. Well, it was actually a bit more regimented, where you have a checklist of things you need to do, like you need to steal all the items for a picnic and take it to the lake, and then have a little picnic for yourself. And yeah, I found it a little bit restrictive. Maybe it was because Bennett did all the easy tasks and I was left with the hard stuff, and I didn't really know what I was doing. Yeah, I just wasn't as impressed as I really wanted to be. I was a little bit disappointed with that, unfortunately. Hopefully when it's released, it will have like a little bit more hand holding at first to help you kind of understand what you need to be doing and how you actually do that. I mean, I guess it is also like a puzzle game, so you need to figure some of this stuff out. But at first, it was just kind of like, I don't understand the game's logic, so I need to have my hand held a little bit until then. I think it just needs a few text prompts once in a while at the start, and we'll be laughing, and then they could really improve that game. But for now, we both actually gave that a 6 out of 10. And the final game we played on the day, well, that was something that usually not something that I would be 100% into. I enjoyed Steamworld's Dig 1 and 2, kind of Metroidvanias, but generally not a genre that I kind of play all that much. I play a little bit of Dead Cells every so often, but you know, generally not all that much. But we checked out Bloodstained, Ritual in the Night, and oh my god, you know what? I was blown away by this game. We spoke to Roberto, who works for 505 Games, and his enthusiasm really sold the game to me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to give this a go. Oh my god, this game was like so responsive, and I don't even have the words to describe how much fun this game was, which is pretty useless really, because you want my words right now. But it is just so much fun. I had such a great time, like kind of learning the new powers in the demo and then unleashing them on the bad guys. You kind of got like a bouncing water fireball, well, water ball, I guess. And also later on, you kind of have like a flamethrower kind of attack. And You use that to dispatch some enemies, as well as I was using a dagger and then a short sword. And also I got a claymore later on, which I then swapped back to the short sword, because each weapon kind of like interacts a little bit differently. Like the swings are a different speed, kind of a little bit like in Dark Souls, where you have different weapons and they actually have like a different move set. So this, they kind of change how you actually attack. And I found that super good. I was loving the kind of faster attacks, like running in, slashing at an enemy, and then hitting the bumper button and like jumping backwards to kind of get out of their reach. Oh, it just played so well. Usually I kind of feel that Metroidvanias are kind of got to the point where there's so many of them that the quality of that genre is kind of declining generally. I know people really love Hollow Knight, people love Axiom Verge, and they're like the kind of shining jewels in that genre, but the eShop is kind of getting swamped with a lot of that kind of thing, and it's generally not that great. But this, oh my god, this is going to be up there with those games. It's great. Again, in one of the directs, when I first saw the graphic style, I wasn't like super impressed with it. I thought it was a bit generic, but actually when you see it and play the game, it kind of resonated with me more. Like I enjoyed it a lot more. All the character animations, they look super nice. And yeah, actually the graphic style really won me over. By the end of, like, I played it for about 15 or 20 minutes. You couldn't get me off the demo. It was at the end of the day, so luckily there was no one kind of waiting in line, but I pretty much went through the whole demo, and then I kind of stopped myself at the boss because I know I'm going to be picking this game up now, and I didn't want to spoil it for myself. I kind of wanted to have something like left for when I actually get the game and I can like really bite into it. Bloodstained Ritual Night, I'm giving that a 9 out of 10, and so is Ben. We were both equally impressed. We kind of, when we was down the pub afterwards, we couldn't stop talking about it. We definitely knew that like this was a game that we would both really enjoy, despite being a genre that we both kind of generally aren't super comfortable with. We definitely know that we want to get this game, and we are just gonna like devour that sucker. Yeah, definitely. So look out for that game, and I really hope everyone enjoys that as much as we did. And there's one last game, which wasn't actually a Nintendo Switch game, but I spoke to the developer after playing the demo, and I was like, dude, you need to make this on the Nintendo Switch, because I think this would be perfect. And that is Dicey Dungeons. And what is Dicey Dungeons? Well, I guess the quickest and laziest way to describe it is it's kind of like a Slay the Spire style, like roguelike game, but instead of using cards, you use dice. And you get different weapons, and it'll be like you've got a battle axe, and you can only do damage if you roll a 2 or a 4. But then if you do roll those numbers, then it doubles it. So you do 4 or 8 damage to your enemy. Or you'll just have like a standard sword, and whatever dice roll you roll, that's how many it will roll. Or that's how much damage it will do. So what you do, you just have several dice that you would roll, so like 3 dice, and then you get to choose which dice goes on to which attack. And if, like in the demo, you're the warrior, then you can select the combat reroll and reroll your dice. And so there's got like a little bit of tactics to it. And yeah, it's so good that I then went on to itch.io and I bought the alpha because I was super impressed, and I can run it on a Mac, I can run it on a PC. When I want to just have a quick 20 minutes playing something in the daytime when I'm taking a break from work, then I can just jump in that, have a little go, and it's perfect. I 100% recommend checking that out, and also get on Twitter and send the developer a little kind of message being like, yo, get this on Switch, because this would be perfect. I honestly think it would be so good. Handheld, bit of touchscreen action going on, amazing. Even with a Pro Controller docked, I reckon it'll still be pretty good. It's not too mousy, so I think it'll be pretty good. I think you can work that pretty well. If you got Windows PC or a Mac, then yeah, check that out on itch.io right now. It's in alpha. It's well worth your time. It's less than £10. I think it cost me $10 with a little tip to the developer. Yeah, check that out. It's great. And I said I had a little kind of surprise at the end of the video, and here it is. I've actually bought a physical game. It doesn't happen very often, but we did a little interview with Super Rare Games at the end of the day. That'll be on Switch Island's YouTube at some point, maybe already. So check that out. And yeah, they kind of tempted me with something. I own it on the PC. I don't own it on the Switch. But we're opening up for the first time. What have we got? We picked up Adventure Pals on the Nintendo Switch. It was their last copy. Why not? I'm gonna pick that up for myself. Have a little treat. And yeah, we're cracking that open. And let's see what cards we've got inside. We've got the draft sticker in there. Nice, nice. And we got the trading cards. We won't crack that open just yet. Yeah, actually, shall we? Let's do it. Let's do that. We'll leave the cards to last. You can see how terrible I am at opening games, as I really don't do it very often. Ooh, hello. So, the inlay is super lush. I've got to say, I am impressed with this little instruction manual. It is pretty sweet. And now, yeah, let's also have a look at the cards. Can I open them? Let's see if I can manage it. There we go. Alright, and what have we got? So what do we have? We have Wilton, Mr. Rock, and the Draft Dude, who looks pretty scary, I've got to say. And also we have the cover card. I'm not sure if that's an actual card, but there you go. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Age of Boredom. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below. Please like this video. It really helps my channel. Why not subscribe if you haven't already? And yeah, share this about. I'm Age of Boredom on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.